feel embarrassed for you.
Yeah, this is embarrassing. Johnny, can you see me okay?
Yep.
Let me hold it for a second so I can introduce everybody.
Nope.
Is it going?
Yep.
Introduce yourself, please.
Mr. Swigman.
Mom.
Kelly.
Kate.
Ryan.
Purry. This is speech 1, a narrative titled My Last Day of My Freshman Year. It's hard to realize that you're having the best moments of your life before they even happen, or while they're happening even. And that's exactly what happened to me on my last day of my freshman year. I grew up in small town Nebraska and then moved to Manhattan, Kansas to attend Kansas State University and study animal science. I went to Kansas State University and moved into the dorms before even meeting either of my roommates. During my first week of school, I figured this was not going to work. I didn't like my roommates. I thought that the city was too big and I wanted to go home. Upon advice from my mom, I decided to stick it out and give it another try. I soon realized that Kansas State was where I needed to be. So on my last day of my freshman year, I started out the day thinking it would be like any other day. I had a final that day, later in the evening, and then I was going to drive home and move out in the middle. At the beginning of the day, my roommate Maddie and I went to our final and took the final and thought, after we get this done, we've completed our first year of college. And we were very excited. After the final, we walked home together and discussed many things, but one of them was not that I was moving home in about 10 minutes. Once we got back to our dorm, I finished packing up what was left of my items and took them out to my car. I came back in and we talked some more, not about me moving home. My RA was coming soon to check me out of the dorms, and we were both dreading it, but neither of us would admit it. When we heard the dreaded knock on the door, we opened it up and let her in, and my checkout only took 2 minutes. And before I knew it, I was saying goodbye to my roommate that I'd lived with for the last 9 months. Although I didn't think it would be rough, I was very upset. And as I walked down the stairs, I called my roommate immediately and said, "Let's go get lunch. I'm not ready to go home." I picked up Maddie at the front door, and we both went to lunch, which I thought was going to be 15 minutes, but turned into 3.5 hours of us discussing the amazing times that we'd had the whole year long. After we'd drawn out our day long enough, I took her back to the dorms and dropped her off, and I had to drive 3 hours back home, all by myself. I drove home thinking about all the great times I'd had and how excited I was to move back home, or move back to Kansas in the fall. The second I got home, I parked my car and texted her and said, "I can't wait to see you next summer." And we've been talking ever since. When I started school at Kansas State, I didn't think it was a place for me, and I hated it. But I soon realized that that was the place that I needed to be and where I would be for the next 4 years, and I can't wait for this upcoming fall.